Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back to Fat Cat Collections. And today, I'm going to be sharing with you guys another Invicta watch. And man, you guys are going to be seeing a lot more Invicta watch. So you sick Invicta freaks out there, stay tuned for a lot more. I'm one of them. I'm one of you guys. So work to deal with Bulldog Enterprise. Going to be getting a constant stream of Invicta watches. Stay tuned for lots of reviews. Now, I am going to be picking ones that I would like to see naturally. Ones that I tell him to surprise me with a few watches that he would like me to review. So what I am going to be doing though is that I'm going to be uploading the same content to my Patreon page. So if you guys are interested in an ad-free experience, more of a personalized community for the Invicta watches and for the reviews, then go ahead and click the link in the description, check out my Patreon page, and you'll be all set. If you do like the content on YouTube, as always, subscribe to the channel and click the bell to be notified anytime I upload a new video. So again, links are in the description for this watch, and of course to Bulldog Enterprise eBay Invicta store. I definitely encourage you after the video is over to check out that store. Has some amazing Invicta timepieces, some of which you can't find anywhere else. Invicta's kind of funny like that. Sometimes they make a whole bunch of them, they sell out, price jumps. This guy seems to have a lot of interesting inventory. So let's talk about this one right now. And this one here is a watch that was really hard to get back in the day. Probably about a couple years ago was the first time I reviewed this watch. One of my subscribers was nice enough to trust me and send me this watch for review purposes, and I got my hands on another one. So this is the watch right here. This is the Zeus Bolt Magnum watch. This one here now is hard to find. I've seen this one priced as high as $1,139 on some pretty well-known reputable sites out there. You can get this one through Bulldog today for, I believe he's got it for $399. $399 shipped to your door. He's got 2 available, has sold 16 of these watches. This is an awesome looking timepiece. If you guys haven't had the chance to lay your eyes on not only this watch, but an iridescent style finish, you guys are missing out. I have 2 iridescent watches in my collection, and this one here is absolutely stunning. I did review this watch a couple days ago in the all black combat edition. I think that this watch looks a lot nicer with something that really lets you see the uniqueness of the case. Black kind of hides a lot of that stuff, and although the black watch is beautiful, this one really makes this watch pop. I love the fact they do 2 different finishes on this particular one. You're going to have the mirror polish links down the center, and then on your side links and center link, you're going to have kind of a matte finish or brush finish. The Magnums feature 2 different time zones. You have your Swiss-made time zone on the front, your main time zone with the chronograph, and the secondary time zone on the 6 o'clock position. I like that they've done kind of a combination of mirror polishing and brush finish. So if you look at the case on this, hopefully you can see that on these, I guess, I don't want to call them, crevices or carved out spots on the watch. They actually made it like a matte finish. And then on most of the rest of the watch, it's done in a brush finish with the exception of the mirror polishing, which is done on the sides of the case, the sides of the band, of course, down those links down the center of the band there, and of course you have it on the top of the case as well. This one here features an all black face with a black, looks like a brushed finish bezel. I don't know if you can see that by the video. The Magnum's been a very popular watch. This is a big, chunky timepiece, and if you look at something that really pops, you really can't go wrong with the iridescent finish. It is really over the top. So a little bit about the watch before we throw it on the wrist here. And if you want to see close-ups of this watch, one nice thing about Bulldog Enterprise is that their pictures are top-notch. He always has wonderful pictures on there. You can see all the detail of the watch, the face. They really have a really, I don't know if they hire a professional photographer or whatnot, but he has some of the best pictures I've seen to date. So again, I know you guys sometimes say I don't, show the close-up on the watch. That's not how I review. I like to show you guys what it looks like on the wrist. That's the main point of the reviews, and just share these awesome watches with you folks, okay? So, all right, a little bit about the watch as far as specifics. Let me go to the website here. You are looking at let's see here. This is powered by a Swiss Ronda 5040D. That's a quartz chronograph movement. Screw down crown, but non-screw down function pushers. That's pretty much like most of the Zeus bolts that I've seen. Any bolt that I own has a screw down crown, but not the function pushers. You still get 660 feet, 20 ATMs or 200 meters of water resistance, 8¼ inches in band length. So if you have a huge wrist, this will fit you. I believe it's 38 millimeters in bracelet width, although I think that's more towards the top as it tapers down. This looks like it's closer to 30. I'm not sure why they listed it like that there. Country of origin for the movement is Switzerland, and that is also for the secondary time zone right here. Hopefully you can see that. That's your second time zone that you adjust with this crown on top of the watch itself. That one's powered by a Ronda 1042. They are both Swiss-made movements. Case thickness on this one here, 20 millimeters by 52 millimeters in case diameter. That does not, that is not the measurement from lug to lug. Lug to lug, it's pretty big. Let's see what we got here. Lug to lug, you're looking at about almost 70 millimeters lug to lug. This is a pretty big watch, but one thing that's nice about it is because it tapers down so drastically towards the lugs, this thing really hugs your wrist. It is very comfortable to wear. All right, you get your classic deployment clasp, your classic, subdials, 3 o'clock perpetual seconds, 6 o'clock 1/10 of a second, and at 9 o'clock 30 minutes. Flame fusion crystal, fixed bezel. The dial material is an alloy of some sort. And what else? That's about it, really. You guys know I never really get too involved in the movement and all that stuff. What I pride myself on showing you guys what these beautiful timepieces look like on a guy my size, my height, and my weight. This is beautiful, I tell you. If you don't have an iridescent watch in your collection, definitely check this out. This one's not going to last long either. I mean, these things are just super popular. Get a couple more close-ups. You can see that mirror polishing on the side, that contrast with the matte finish on the inside of that carved out section of the watch. Black function pushers on this particular one to match the black face and bezel. Mirror polishing on the clasp, of course. Just an awesome looking watch. Alright guys, without further ado, now let's go ahead and throw it on the wrist now. I'm sorry this is not sized to my wrist. I'm not going to size these timepieces because they are going back. These are on loan from Bulldog. I want to thank him again for his partnership with my channel. It feels great to be able to get all these watches to share with you guys. Let's face it, I'm not a rich man, so I can't afford to buy a watch every single week. God, I tell you, until you get one of these, off the subject, until you get one of these Bolt Magnums on your wrist, if you have the original Bolt and you go ahead and get one of these, you're going to be amazed at how this thing, it just hugs your wrist. I mean, just putting it on, it feels like it was custom made for my wrist. I mean, it absolutely fits a 7-inch wrist perfect. But anyway, you're going to have a little bit of slack here because we're not going to size this. Well, here's what it looks like on a 7-inch wrist. I'm about 170 pounds. I am 5'7½". I never forget the half. Hey, us short guys gotta, we gotta take every little bit we can, right? Absolutely stunning. And again, yeah, like I said, sorry about the slack there. I know you can't really get I mean, you can kind of see what it would look like if it was sized like that. And I tell you, one thing I would never do, when you size one of these watches, and I've said in my other videos because I have 2 iridescent finish Invictas, one thing about the iridescent finish, it's a real nightmare to size. So I definitely strongly suggest that if you are, if you generally size your own Invicta watches and have a couple tools, you don't really need any real special tools other than a jeweler's hammer and a push pin remover. But I tell you, I've had nothing. It's actually, every time I get an iridescent Invicta, I just kind of get really nervous sizing them because they just, whatever they do to get this finish, and it's the only Invicta watch that I've ever had an issue with, it's very difficult to get the pins out. I don't know if they heat treat this or if it's, I'm not really sure how they get the finish. I assume it's maybe heat treated somehow to get it to have that kind of flamed out look, but kind of like how, when you heat up steel, it turns color, just like headers on your car. Eventually they'll turn that kind of get that rainbow kind of look to it. I'm not sure if that's what they do with this, but if that is what they do, it definitely has caused problems getting the pins out. And I tell you, sometimes I have to grab that pin once I get out a little bit with a vice grip and really yank on it. And every time I size one of these, I get a little nervous. So you might want, if you pick this up, you're not used to doing it, and you're not too ballsy about sizing these things, take it to a watch repair guy or a jeweler where he can size this. God, look at how nice that looks. That thing really just pops. All right, folks. Well, let me know what you guys think about the watch. As always, stay tuned for more. Check out my Patreon page, guys. That's where I'm going to be doing more kind of one-on-one chats, a little bit more personalized videos. There's a couple different tiers you can sign up for if you're interested in that. It's going to be an ad-free experience. If you find value in that, great. If not, you don't mind watching the videos, which I love having you guys watching the videos on YouTube. You can have the best of both worlds if you want to sign up and still continue to watch on YouTube. But all the content that I'm uploading on YouTube is going to be uploaded on Patreon. It's going to take a little bit of time. I'm probably not going to go back and upload every video I've ever done, but you know, I'll re-review and upload, and you know, I have over 735 videos now, so it's my upload speed is not all that great, so it takes a while to really upload this stuff. Usually I'll put it on at night, go to bed, go to work, and then have it be uploaded by the time I get off. Enter in the keyword description, the links, and we're good to go. So anyway, guys, kind of a neat venture. Check it out. Let me know what you guys think about it. I'm always open to suggestions and opinions. One thing I am going to be doing with the Patreon page is actually, because I have this agreement now with Aragon and with Bulldog, I have my, I guess I have access to a lot more inventory. So if there's something that you guys want me to review, I can get it. But I'm only going to be doing that for my Patreon subscribers. So that's a value too. Check it out. Otherwise, guys, have a wonderful day. If you want to pick this up, $3.99. Link is in the description. Check out Bulldog Enterprise. If you order from him, you won't be disappointed. All right, folks, have a wonderful day and take care.